All right, let's get this over with. I gotta play Pokemon Go.
I gotta go play Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go. All right, let me see. I'll start. I don't usually even start with question one sometimes, but I guess I'll start with this one. So I've heard about you guys for like a long time, for like maybe like 4 years on and off. This guy's the guy that introduced me to your guys' music at like Yerbs. I don't know. I think it was like the
but
first.
of course,
It was definitely like a show that I was like, holy cow. I was like, these guys are pretty good. Like, I don't know when it was. It was probably a show that you and Mumbles played together at some point. It was
maybe it was like a Noodle Fest or something.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Like, that was like
previous ones
that was
before
like the
us,
first one. Yeah.
We went to the first Noodle Fest, and
Yeah.
I think you guys were there.
I think we might have. I think we've played like 2 Noodle Fests, or like 3 noodles.
well, we
Like MVP collectively.
we played one.
Yeah, we
right?
played one with the
and
new
then
lineup.
the year before we were in a different band that I know
Oh,
that
y'all
MVP
played it.
didn't
Yeah.
play that year.
We didn't play that. No.
What band was that?
We were in Deller Soar.
Deller Soar.
I
Yeah,
don't
that
know
was
if y'all
really.
remember.
It was
like
short-lived. Yeah,
it was
pretty
honestly
short-lived.
only like 6 or 7 months that we were like together.
Okay. What year is this then?
That would have been 2018.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it kind of stemmed off of the music that when I was finishing my degree, I actually have a degree in music business, performance, and
Okay.
technology. So the final like semester, I was living here at that time, but the final semester is like just come up with something, like you have to do a final project for graduation.
Yeah.
So I did an EP, and so I like started writing music, and me and him have always been playing together, like since we were in high school.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Since we were probably like 15, 16. Like we've
Okay.
just been doing music together. And I started writing this music, and then he was like, hey, let's do something. So I was, okay, well, let's convert some of these songs. And let's convert some like songs that he had been doing on his solo stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it just became that.
Mhm.
And then we just got some other people that we knew, right? We all got together. We never even officially broke up.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
stopped.
I think we started playing like August, and then we had stopped by like Noodle Fest, which would have been like January.
Oh, okay.
We just like stopped basically.
Yeah.
So how'd you guys run into good old Tony over here?
Good old Tony. It's actually a really funny story.
He
It was
hit our,
you-
he
you-
hit
you
our
hit him.
car.
Yeah, he just
The class.
sent me to the hospital. No,
So, what was it? Yeah, I think you messaged me.
yeah, this was when I was living in Austin. So this
Austin.
would have been like 2016, 2017. And he used to do a lot, well, he still does them. He used to do a lot of like just live streams playing guitar. And I kind of semi knew of him, but I'd never formally met him just from being in other bands before. And I was like watching him. I was like, dude, like that was super sick. Like when I come back, because I'm going to be coming back like 2018, we should get together. We should jam. We should come up with something.
In my head, I was like, no, it's not.
He was
gonna
like-
happen.
He was like, yeah, whatever. Because back then I was like 19 years old. And
I'm
then
well, actually, no, I'm not even the oldest. Andrew's the
oldest,
yeah.
I think, by like 1 year, maybe 2.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. These guys are like the youngest. They're really young.
Well,
I
yeah,
think they
compared to
just
you.
turned 18 or something.
Yeah.
Like they just got
Wait,
their
how
driver's
old are you guys?
license.
I'm 23.
23?
I'm 25.
Okay.
I'm 31.
Okay.
Our drummer's 32.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Oh yeah, sorry.
no, but like it was like
Okay.
I had already moved back down. I was living in McAllen, and I think he randomly like hit me up. Hey,
Yeah.
dude, like I'm looking for someone to join like a band, and I know you play guitar. Like we should
Yeah.
just get together.
And we,
That's how it is. And then I was like, hey, I know someone who plays bass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did Nautilus like exist before that? Was
Yeah.
that like it was before that? I know because I
did.
think that's when I heard of you guys before. I don't think I had seen because I'd gone to a show
Mhm.
and I'd seen him, but I hadn't seen anybody else. I'd seen like it was like a different guy, like a white guy maybe.
Blake
Blake.
Burns. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blake Burns.
The white one.
What a character, right? Yeah, he was in Swisher, if you guys remember Swisher.
I think I remember hearing
I
that.
remember that.
Instrumental band. In Shades, and he had his first band was called Peppered Moths, I believe.
Okay.
He was in a few other ones too.
Moth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds
Mom.
familiar.
We gotta kill him now.
Yeah, we gotta kill. No, there can only be one moth in this village. But Yeah, the old lineup was Blake. I mean, before these guys, we had Brendan on drums. We had Steven. He moved away, and then we had Brian
And Chris
and Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
from
Chris.
Riley. He's a bassist for Riley now. I really like Chris. Chris is
Yeah.
a super good bassist.
Yeah, he's
Super
really
good.
good. He's really technical, but his favorite kind of music is just punk rock. He's just a big punk rock.
Oh,
But he
okay.
does it really well. He does
Yeah.
that really well.
He's cool.
Okay.
Cool.
What would you guys say? Because, I mean, you guys are all into like similar music. I guess is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, math rock. What would you say is like some of the artists, or like maybe an album, or like some songs that really like draw you guys all together? Like, oh, this is it. Like, this is the sound.
If it were like a bubble chart,
Yeah.
like 3 bubbles, and then in the middle, like where we would all share.
Yeah.
Probably like Plenty.
Yeah.
Like Electric Sunrise.
Okay.
Probably
Well,
like
Handmade Cities. That
Handmade
album.
Cities, my bad.
That's a super
Well,
good one.
yeah. I mean, I think
My
the
brother's really into
album,
that album.
Yeah,
like the
it's super
single most like influential album,
Yeah.
like for me, I think is probably Exoplanet by the Contortionists.
Yeah,
Okay.
And I
that's
know
solid, too.
both of them,
Sounds really
and
sick.
I believe Andrew as well. Like we're super into that.
good. Yeah.
Okay.
He's a
Um,
big BT Bam fan, but like Exoplanet,
Yeah.
I mean, it's in the same vein.
yeah, and so I think that spawned a lot of like offshoots of different styles. Like
Yeah.
I absolutely love that album,
Mhm.
and I think that like we mesh together really well, like in that vein.
Yeah.
But it's also cool that we like a lot of softer stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like a lot of soft stuff.
Yeah.
I like Cotton particularly.
What would you say is some of that soft
Felt.
stuff? Like, what's like the softer side of the underside of MVP?
Video game music, honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
video
Yeah.
game music's pretty soft.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
That sounds like
Unless
a
it's Doom.
diss almost.
unless it's like Doom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or what's that one?
It's not a diss,
Sans?
yeah.
No, yeah.
What?
Or it's like Sans. That's pretty
Oh,
hard.
Sans.
Or Pond.
In what is it? Undertale.
Undertale?
Yeah, I've never played it, but I know
Me neither. I never played.
like all the memes about it.
I mean, I like jazz a lot.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's something I try to
He's
learn.
actually really
from.
good jazz guitarist.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I did bass in high school for jazz, and that was the two. I would do guitar and bass and switch off between those. And
You
yeah,
did,
I
like
think
walking bass. You did
no, I did electric.
Oh,
Electric bass, yeah. But I mean, like I said, I love that genre now. Like something I've been listening to like a lot recently is Corey Wong. I don't know if y'all know who Corey Wong is.
Yeah, Corey
Yeah,
Wong.
the Wolfpack.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
guitarist, and he does his own stuff on the side. But I've been really digging like just his flow of things, and he incorporates a lot of like big band jazz and just like the solo guitarist jazz aspect
Yeah.
of it. And I love it. I love it honestly. It's a super good, clean and soft.
He does a lot
Feel.
of stuff, huh?
Yeah, he's in a few bands.
Do y'all read
Super
music?
tight too.
I do.
Okay.
Man, I used to. I've been out of practice.
Yeah.
Same.
Same.
Like stuff that I learned like in college,
Yeah.
right? When I was like 18, 19, starting like theory stuff. I just never use it anymore.
Yeah.
And so like now I'm actually an instructor at School of Rock.
Okay. Okay.
Here in McAllen.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, McAllen. And some students like they want me to teach them how to read. Well, like some of them are like complete beginners.
Yeah.
And when they're like that, I definitely still retain enough information, like theory wise,
Yeah.
to really get them going. And sometimes like I'll say like really simple stuff and it'll like blow their mind,
Mhm.
right? And so I feel like I'm okay as far as my theory knowledge.
Yeah.
But I actually started like between classes, sometimes I'll take lessons from like other instructors.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
we'll just hang out.
Cool.
No,
That's cool.
That's really good.
yeah, for sure. Like they'll just really just like they want to help me out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's really cool.
Dude,
But
I
yeah,
wish I could
I
take
haven't
lessons
haven't read music in forever. I was in jazz band too. I played
Yeah.
bass,
Yeah.
and they would give me my sheet of music, and I'd never read bass clef. I would literally just write each note on top. Like,
okay.
And I would do that too sometimes. Like
I
they
would
want us
write
to
it.
sight read.
Yeah.
They'd be handing out the paper. They'd give it to me, and then they'd be passing out. And while they're passing out, I'm like transcribing
Yeah.
it all like
Wow.
super quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to get it.
Yeah.
I can only read bass clef, treble clef. I get lost.
Really?
Yeah.
Why
I-
bass
I-
class
I-
specifically?
Well, in middle school and high school, I was playing upright. Well, I was playing cello, and then at the end, I was playing upright bass.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's where my knowledge of like bass clef comes from.
Okay. Okay.
for sure.
And I'm more of a treble clef.
Yeah, me
Okay.
too.
I can
grew
read
up
both,
playing,
but
like,
treble clef is I can probably sight read treble clef and bass clef. I need to look at it.
Yeah.
I hated learning music in in school. I just found like so much more pleasure like in like creating music.
Yeah.
I hated it like sitting there and reading.
That's one thing about like the school system and like the music in the school system. I think is like, at least when I was going through it, I had a lot of great instructors, but they're always like, I want you to sound like this. Who are you listening to? You need to sound like this, instead of like, try to develop your own sound. Which I mean, I get it, because they're trying to teach you about like the history and licks and stuff and chops. But I feel like there should be more of an emphasis on creating your own tones or your own feel, instead of you need to sound like Pat Metheny, and stuff like that. And I love Pat Metheny,
some
but
Rick Beato,
Rick
recommendations.
yeah.
Well, I thought something because I had this when I was like 17. I had this one piano teacher in Harlingen, and what he would do is, at first we were just like learning. He was just trying to get me to like learn. I had already had a history in piano, but what he helped me do was like take what I already knew, try to start to have an understanding of like chords and being able to move around keys and things like that. But eventually I would just start bringing him like songs I was writing and like melodies. And then he would start telling me, he's like, oh, this kind of sounds like this. And like, why do you, let's see why you like what you like.
Deconstruct what, okay, you like how this sounds.
Yeah.
Why do you like
why do you like that?
Yeah,
I wish I had that. I wish I had that, yeah.
Kind of like really... Because then I could go into other people's songs and be like, well, what's similar? Why do I write stuff that kind of does this?
He was kind of guiding you in that way.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
And now Seth completes the cycle as a teacher now.
Yeah.
But mostly when he does, they're kind of like not like at that level yet, though, that you were when your teacher was doing that to you, right?
Yeah. No.
They're like not at that level yet. But yeah, I definitely agree. Like they have some, like I took some classes when I was in like high school or whatever. And like, yeah, there's too much of an emphasis on like, you said, like the classics a lot of times.
Yeah.
Even though those are important, like Pat Metheny, like that album, like he's really good. Like he is
definitely influential,
super skilled and influential. But at the end of the day, like it is like developing your own sound is important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And seeing like what ties all these musical things together, because you have like, because you mentioned Corey Wong, but you also have the Contortionists. You have all these other. Why is it that I enjoy all these artists as a whole? And there's like underlying musical principles that I think we kind of that tickle our brain.
Yeah, for sure.
And for me, I like listening to stuff where the artists are like pushing their boundaries and kind of introducing something new.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I revolve around. Like I know there's a bunch of like great pop music right now.
Yeah.
There's always a lot of great pop music, but people think pop music all the time.
Yeah. But I still really seek out like the people that are like trying to push that instrument a little bit more, beyond its genres, instead of staying comfortable within, what the majority of people would like, kind of pushing that envelope. That's something I gravitate towards.
Yeah.
A lot.
Who are you guys like jamming to right now? Like, what's like a sound you guys are gonna like maybe individually you guys are probably into different things. So like, but what's like maybe if you guys wanna.
Like, what are you listening to right now?
It's kind of weird, because I don't go out of my way to listen to music as much as I used to, like when I was younger.
Yeah.
What I am listening to is more like our recordings. Like I will, like what I have been listening to a lot lately was our first performance at the Spot, like last month, was it? The first time we performed there?
Roughly.
Yeah, I've been listening to that a lot, and then just kind of like analyzing it, like, I messed up here, like focus on this part, like that was a cool melody, whatever.
Yeah.
That's what I'll really go out of my way to like listen to, and it's part pleasure and then also part like, I don't know, like criticism. Like I'm trying to like criticize myself.
You want to make sure, oh man, I messed up right there. Like let me get myself tighter so that.
Yeah. Or I'll take little mental notes. Oh, I like what I did there. I'll do that. I improvise a lot, like when it comes to like solo sections. So then I'll like, oh, I like that. So I'll keep a mental note and play that next time. When I am like drinking and stuff, like if I do, that's when like, oh, dude, that's when music hits so much better. Than like sober wise. I'll listen to a lot of like blues.
Okay.
So a lot of like slide blues, or if not like anything.
He's really good at blues too.
Yeah, he's pretty good with the slide.
Yeah, anything having to do with slide or lap steel or pedal steel.
Dude, that
steel guitars.
Some of that stuff's crazy.
Yeah,
that's hard.
Yeah.
Some of that stuff is so interesting. They have like open tunings that would have never even thought of.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting. That's one of the things that I want to learn, like pedal steel. and accordion. I want to learn how to play accordion.
Yeah.
Well, for me, and actually for a while now, I actually don't listen to that much music. Like whenever I'm like at home, I never like jam music. Like I mean, yeah, of course I'll listen to music, right?
Yeah.
But like people always like, it's like more so like family and friends, people that aren't musicians, like they're like, man, you're a musician, like your guitar. I bet you like listen to like crazy stuff, and I'm like, no, I don't really listen to that much stuff at all.
Yeah.
It's more so like if I'm in the car, like I'll have like a podcast going, or like I put YouTube videos on, like not to watch, right, but just like just to hear people talk.
Yeah.
I find a lot of pleasure in that. But like as far as music goes, actually, lately I've been really getting back into like intervals.
Okay.
Like I love intervals, and I always have like different, like kind of like obsessions, like that I'll get like little phases where okay, like this month it's like, oh, I love this album, and I obsess over it, and maybe I'll learn a few lyrics, or I just like listen to an album for whether it's a week, 2 weeks, whatever it is, and it's like on loop. So as of right now, I think it's like intervals.
Yeah, I'll do that too. It's kind of like maybe like even if the albums are very different, it's only like these 3 albums constantly.
You revolve around them and stuff. Yeah. Very cool.
What about you?
Like I said, it was Cory Wong right now. I switch like weekly. Like mine's pretty frequent that I switch what I listen to, but Cory Wong
like
definitely.
You listen to like I think you listen to music like
I
pretty
listen to
regularly.
music a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I go to school from home and then I do kind of everything there, so I'm always listening to stuff all the time, like pretty much all day.
So like the difference between now and the past, because I remember as a kid, dude, it was just like always just listening to music at home.
Yeah,
just like,
I was like
on
that
my
too.
free time. It was just like that was what I did for fun, is just listen to music, maybe try to learn a little bit, and then go back to just listening and be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it really inspires me to get up. Like when I hear something super cool, like I get up and I'll go to my computer and I'll like try to learn it. Like that's what gets me up out of my bed, out of my seat or whatever, to go and learn something. Is when I hear something cool.
When I was going through like a really hard time, like the one thing, like during the pandemic, and I was kind of talking about like
just some personal stuff.
Some personal stuff.
When that stuff was happening, it was like I just had to make a playlist that was just like interesting, like things that would just get me up, like 'cause I needed something to like just get me up. Yeah. For some reason, like music has that like ability.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I definitely feel like with that
I had some sad boy songs. Like I have a sad boy playlist.
Dude, yeah, I definitely have some sad boy stuff.
I think it's called Sad Boy Playlist. Like just on.
I legit probably have one that was called Sad Boy too. So
mine was just called like I am so sad, so very very sad because of the
Scott Pilgrim thing.
Scott Pilgrim thing.
I love that.
The song is called I'm so sad, so very very sad.
Oh my god.
thank you.
Thank you.
Wait, maybe we should revisit that question if you remember.
Oh yeah. The writing. So like personally, like this, like again, it doesn't have to be the writing process as a band as a whole, but even just like I said, because I mean, if you're coming together as a band, it's because you all want to create something that is not.
We have some sort of just like singular vision. Yeah. But all of us have independent visions that we bring together.
Yeah.
To make that one final product.
Yeah. I feel like the primary writers in the group were definitely Adrian and Tony.
Okay.
They'll spit something out and then I kind of jam over it.
Yeah.
They'll sometimes even have ideas for bass lines and then I'll incorporate my techniques in it because I love doing the double slaps and stuff. And mainly, I do use my 2 fingers, but I think I like to go to the slap because it's so much heavier and aggressive. So I like to add that aspect into their ideas that they bring to the table.
It's kind of like
some of that dart stuff too.
Yeah.
Well, there's probably some improv that goes with that too, because they're bringing you something and you're just like, okay, let me just mess around with a bunch of stuff. Yeah.
And first it starts on like the bass notes or the root notes of the chords, and then I'll try to develop everything a little bit further.
Yeah. That's just such a weird process to me, because everybody like what you're doing is you're taking everything you've heard and whatever and just synthesizing it into whatever it ends up being.
That's a concept that I like asking people. Like, just I don't want to get off topic too much, but like, kind of going back to like how I said I work at the School of Rock. Whenever I'm teaching, like I could be teaching somebody like just a major scale or minor scale, and I tell them, okay, now we're gonna figure out the notes in here. Yeah. But one of the important things that I ask them is, take me through your thought process. Why do you think what's going through your mind when you're trying to figure this out? Because I think like the actual thought process itself is super, super interesting. Yeah. Not just what comes from it, but why are you thinking that? Like, what is spurring you? What makes those gears turn? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For me, like my writing process, I guess I don't really have one set thing.
Yeah.
It's really spontaneous. Like it's either like it's working or it's not.
Yeah.
And sometimes like if I'm writing something or like it will, I guess it all starts with me like jamming. I get on my computer. I'll have a riff, maybe something that I had just been noodling around with, and I record it. Like I just always record it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll try to put drums to it. Like I either program it or I'm really big into like groove packs, like the Get Good Drums groove packs. Those are awesome. Just
I feel like I need that. I need like
they spur a lot of information, like
drums
or inspiration.
Yeah, some
just
kind of
because,
rhythm.
yeah, just to have something like you can be playing your riff right, and you think you have a rhythm for it in your head, and then you hear it, like with drums, and the feel can kind of just change, and it alters, where you think the song is gonna go. Yeah. And so sometimes like it's all just like domino effect for me. Yeah. I guess that's really whenever I have like a good idea, right? The ones that we keep, they are just those domino effects where it could be like late at night. Like I'll start at midnight, I'll just get there and I'll do like a whole song. Like basically I'll have a finished or I mean not a total thing, right? But like
but like you have a
big
skeleton.
idea, of a song and like
I like that.
I'll bring it to the guys, and then they'll be like, "Oh, cool!" And then, "Oh, do you want us to play like exactly like that?" And it's always like, "No, like this is just what's in my head."
No,
you know, like I'll write some of, I'll write some bass things for him.
Yeah.
I mean, some things that I write, like we keep, but it's always like I want to give y'all like the shell, the skeleton, and we will like form it into whatever we want, right?
That's kind of the opposite of how we write.
Yeah. What do you guys do?
The opposite of it is like Seth's like, no, dude, don't do that. That's dumb. Like,
no. Super critical.
Like, everything. Well, but the thing is, he's right. Like the thing is like, I grew up like under Seth, like, and so like most of the stuff I know about music kind of comes from him. So like when we're writing music together, sometimes I'll come up with ideas and he'll be like, hey, come up with something else. Like try to figure something else, or he'll be like, you know what, try this idea out. And then I'll add my own spin to it or whatever, but like it won't always be exactly like it won't.
Because it's weird. Because for me, like
sometimes he wants it to be a certain way, but then when we actually hear it, he's like, oh, you know what? Like maybe we try something a little different, and that's where like
I definitely need the drums. Like I need the like even when I noticed like you were talking about like having drum tracks, I was like, even when I don't have drum tracks in my head, I'm thinking some kind of like
just having some sort of beat,
something in my head. It's got to be
rhythm section.
Got to be doing that.
It's in there.
When I was in high school, I would just go to YouTube and look up like drum grooves and download those, and then just throw them in and write to that.
Chop them up, or
even
just one full thing.
Yeah. Like I did a KK Slider video with my friend Steven like last year, and dude, those drums are like a free to use like YouTube playthrough, and I chopped and screwed those up to fit our little piece.
Yeah.
And that works too.
No,
yeah, those things on Instagram, you just screen record, then export the audio, and put it into Logic. And then just,
I've never done that actually.
I've never done that either.
I've done that before. So like, cause you know how they play like those clips of Instagram and like get these dead sounding drums, but like they'll start it off like that's all I need. So I'm like, well, why don't I just record this part and then I'll just export it and then I'll match the BPM, whatever. And with Luna, cause I have like a universal, so like Luna comes free, you can just like do that. So that's what I've done before, but that sounds a lot easier to me, cause like the whole like matching the BPM sometimes it's not.
It's hard.
Yeah, I mean, I've done it where like I hear a sample and I'm trying to mess with it audio wise, and you try to tap out the tempo, or find it. Yeah. Oh, it's 120 or something. I throw it in, and most of the time it's not quite right.
120.5.
Yeah, or 122 something.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I learned how to program drums kind of out of necessity.
Yeah.
But that's something that like I think is like one of my like strong suits now, like one of my biggest strengths, like because I programmed everything on our EP.
Okay.
Yeah,
like everything was just clicked in like individually by a mouse. There was no like E-kit. There was nothing. It's just all clicked in.
I was gonna ask that because I was listening to it like I've been listening to it for a while since I knew I was gonna interview you guys, and I was just thinking like these drums just sound like really good. It's like, but there's like I know like it just seems like really technical. And I was like, but they didn't have a drummer like recently. So I was like, I wonder, I was gonna ask,
Yeah, and I mean, thanks for the compliment, by the way. I've had other people, like drummers, tell me, dude, like, who tracked drums for you? Or like, where did you record? Just everything like that. Oh no, dude, it's all software.
Yeah.
And I do take pride in that. I try to make the drums as real as possible.
Because some of the fills in there, I was like, it might be track. Like I thought maybe it might click. Like some of those like fills don't sound like you actually click those in because they're like like there's like certain rolls.
Yeah. Yeah, you just gotta you gotta move them over. Yeah. Move those little notes over. Yeah. Fills for sure is one of those
dynamics too. I know you work really hard on the dynamics for like every hit. Like,
the articulation of each of them.
Yeah, I think Yin Yang is definitely the best like example of it.
Okay. There's two sides of that song too, right? Like.
Yeah, it basically flips.
Yeah.
Like there is that kind of like the yin and the yang, like where it just gets heavier, right? But whenever you have like just a simple drum beat, right, it's easy to replicate that.
Yeah.
But the intricacies of a fill or a ride groove or whatever it is that you're doing, right? Those are where they kind of like it's obvious if you leave them all at one velocity or whatever it is that you're doing.
And there's one part where you go like the 3/4. Like I think you go from like isn't there one part on one of the songs where it goes from like 4/4 to 3?
I think it's we do shift from 4 to 3 semi regularly, and then Yin Yang goes to 5/8.
Oh yeah.
And back to 4 and then 5/8 a few times. Something like that.
Yeah, that part's
that's where I'm like, oh man, just sitting there.
We have some like 7/8 or it's like 9/4. Like, the projects they look kind of funky sometimes.
Yeah.
We did something like that too, right? With the like Red Cup when we were in a band before, and he was like we recorded a whole drum track. We spent like maybe like 3 or 4 hours getting
and
his brother.
You mean tracking?
We actually tracked the drum set, and then at the end of it, it's just like, nah. So I was like, nah, let me just add a kick drum. So he went there and he was listening to the song, adding the kick drum because the kick drum wasn't loud enough.
Yeah, well, because when we recorded, we didn't. Sometimes I don't like recording. Some people don't like to record with like an actual click track. I'm just gonna do it.
Tony.
Oh, just because it it feels different. It definitely feels different. You as a human drummer, you're gonna kind of like deviate from the actual.
You speed up, you slow down.
Yeah, so I decided to have to go in. It's like, well, I can't just put in like just a bass every whatever and just duplicate. I'm gonna have to go in on every single one.
Yeah.
But it was worth it. I like it.
There's some ways to make that pretty easy.
Is it?
Like,
is there?
Yeah. Like so you track like a kick.
I know what you're talking about now. Yeah.
Ducking.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can
trigger. You can set a trigger.
Basically, like you can take the audio and have it trigger like a MIDI note, convert it. Yeah. Like in Ableton, it's super easy. That's what I use. Ableton Live. In Ableton, you just right click, convert drums to MIDI. And then I've done that for like a couple different like other people like that I do demos for. They'll send in drums and then excuse me, like I'll do some reinforcement with samples just to really get that kick solid.
Yeah. You even did reinforcements on like my bass parts. Like sometimes you won't get like that low growl.
Oh yeah, I'll have MIDI bass too.
Yeah, you add MIDI bass. And you just have that low growl, but you also have the feel of an actual bass. So.
Just to get it a little bit more consistent. But like, you can take every single hit that is on the kick drum, and then just basically make MIDI notes out of it. Okay. And sometimes they're not exact, right? But it's easier than like going in and
putting in
doing it individually. It's just like click it, let it do its thing, and they're all there.
Yeah, I need to learn that. I don't like learning.
Usually does have.
I honestly don't like learning like the software
like
part
of
honestly that's something I mentioned in like every like podcast thing that we've done is I feel like a lot of musicians now have to be like so versatile. Like you can't just know how to play an instrument, you have to know how to write it, you have to know how to record it, you have to know how to do video, you know, have to know how to do like editing in Ableton, you have to know how to do editing in video softwares too. Like there's so much to getting out there. Like you need to have either a well-rounded group or a well-rounded individual. And in our case, I feel like everyone brings something to the table. Like I'm pretty comfortable with video editing. You're comfortable with audio editing. Tony's getting into audio editing. But we're also,
I try to teach
y'all are the writers. I'm trying to get my technique going. Our drummer has a pretty good technique.
Our drummer, like he was like, hey, I want to start learning, the technical aspect just so that I can track an idea real quick. Even if he's not going to be like an engineer, right? Yeah. Nobody needs to be the engineer.
Sure.
But just like how he's saying, the modern like guitars or just kind of musician
in general.
needs to have some basic form of like recording.
Yeah.
Like that's just
like you have
sure.
to do it all now. Like you can't get away with just playing your instrument now.
Yeah.
You need someone on social media too. That's like a big thing.
yeah. We all kind of have roles.
Yeah,
Like he's
you're
social
kind of like
media.
an entrepreneur. That's what you're doing.
Yeah,
you do need to be like a jack of all trades, but I think it also depends like on the context, like what you're trying to do. Because you could just be like a cover band, like.
There's like a bee in this room or something.
No,
There's a moth.
A moth.
Moth.
I don't know what the heck that is.
Yeah.
That's my uncle.
That's true.
He's cool. He's part.
Deal.
Hey, Theo.
He's just vibing.
Sorry.
I think everything that we're saying is like totally true, but I think it depends on the context too. Because if you're just like a gigging, a musician that plays in like cover bands, and that's how you choose to make your living, then more power to you, right? But if you're trying to do something like, I guess what we're trying to do, you really have to be a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
I mean, even for a cover band, like you still have to, get some sort of demo out. You still got to put out videos to where people can hire you, right?
Yeah.
You need to get that gig. They need to know.
Yeah,
what
even
you
then, I
sound
guess
like.
You need to update your
I think you're
LinkedIn.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Especially
your
even
resume.
even locally, like like if you wanna
yeah.
if you wanna like present yourself even in the local format or whatever, like
Yeah, because there's just so much competition.
So and social media plays a big part of it.
yeah.
Shampoozy.
Bro, it's that one, and then what's the other commercial from the Valley? The one where like there's like so many
Earth
commercials.
shaking
so many-
speakers.
Charlie-
fucking D-Tronics.
D-Tronics. Yeah.
Earth shaking speakers.
We have a friend that does like a lot of the local commercials actually.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he's been doing like a lot of the local ones.
What
They're
is
actually looking all right now. There's some of the commercials I feel like that aren't completely.
I recently
trash.
saw a Charlie. Was
Charlie
it Clark Nissan?
Yeah.
I think it was them. It was so over the top. It looked like a Tim and Eric episode or something with that editing and stuff.
Yeah.
They did like a Matrix reference, sharks with like lasers coming out of their forehead and stuff.
I have not seen this.
That's so funny because I just saw an ad that they're looking for a new video producer, so they probably fired that guy.
They fired that guy. You up. This was worse.
Yeah, no, they're like actively looking for someone.
I don't doubt it.
I actually told Cruz like about that, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I saw that."
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
We have a
Jonathan
guy that's
Cruz.
editing the podcast. I'm gonna tell him like, hey, you might want to do that.
Look that up.
They don't want sharks in this, so like
Yeah,
no
no
sharks
sharks.
with lasers, please.
None of that.
What was I gonna say?
Nautilus with lasers.
Dude, a
Moths.
pangolin with a...
Dude, you know what I've thought about? It's an idea that I wanted.
What? I think I heard it.
The other day,
Loop that.
because I saw this thing,
Yeah.
a long time ago, I saw this thing that like a pangolin, because they're mammals, right?
Yeah.
They do breastfeed. And if you Google search pangolin, there is
Yes.
this very busty pangolin out there. Like she's got a set of mommy milkers.
Oh my
They're,
Yeah,
god.
he sent that in the group chat.
Though,
No,
you know.
honestly, something I thought of actually. Side note.
Then that inspired me. I was like, oh yes, pangolin.
More.
What's next? Pangolin. I didn't find anything. There were just diagrams of actual like
Yeah.
anatomical diagrams.
Yeah.
Just
Oh my gosh.
just
No, honestly, something that'd be cool is like if we ever play a show or like do like a small tour, like
Yeah.
with Moth Village and Nautilus versus Pangolin. That'd be cool, like Nautilus versus.
I want that.
Dude, I was literally about to
I
say
want
that.
that.
Right now.
That'd
I
be
want
sick.
like a
Mothra.
I do want a
Mothra.
poster of like
Mothra.
Mothra.
Yeah.
Ew!
Like,
Yes, dude. Ew means yes.
Like, yes.
Just a big moth
Like Nautilus and
with
Pangolin.
her big. It'll be like a hentai. It'll be like
Oh
Godzilla.
my god.
Godzilla getting
How-
some
They
head
have
from
like they
Mothra.
have like the cheeks of the moth are just like they have like the blush on them.
Yes,
Glowing.
dude. Very kawaii.
Dude, there's no
Kawaii.
way people would not want to go to that show.
Dude.
Very
Like-
Africano.
I can already see the poster. That's so funny. I could see it.
This guy does like a lot of graphic design too. He's a really
All right, I
he's
don't
really
do
good
a
at-
lot of graphics.
Okay, well, he
That'd be
draws like he knows how to like.
He
But I
does
have
one
vision.
graphic design.
Very graphic.
That'd be
I
fun.
need
That'd
it.
be cool.
Like
I
a little
thought about
Texas tour or something.
Dude,
Like,
Yeah.
I was talking to him about that a while back. I thought it'd be cool to do some kind of like
We
Texas
were gonna-
tour.
We were gonna get on a Texas tour, and then COVID, and
Yeah.
we had somebody who even offered us like, hey, you can come over to like Louisiana. I don't know if y'all know.
Kai.
Yeah,
yeah,
Kai
yeah.
from
Cap and Boo. Yeah.
We were talking to him. He's like, dude, yeah, y'all can like stay at my place. He's like, I know a lot of local promoters.
Yeah.
Like, we'll get you on a show, something like that. And so we were like in the process, like getting it planned out.
Yeah.
And, like saving the money, and we had, like, we were right on the cusp of like actually making it.
Yeah.
You know, a little mini tour, like maybe like a week
Yep.
long or something.
Yep.
I had my vacation days like saved up from work specifically for that, and then everything shut down.
Dude. Yeah, we had a show even like right when everything got shut down. It was like
Well, we did too. We had
April.
two.
I think it was maybe it was
There was
stopped.
a show, yeah. They got canceled.
One at is it 5x5 or is it?
No, I think it was something that Leo did.
There was an art
Leo.
night.
Oh, that art night. Yeah.
Leo, it was Leo, right? He was going to
Yeah.
throw that show.
Yeah, with like a whole bunch of vendors.
Before the pandemic, we were actually at a Pliny concert in Austin.
okay.
That was sick.
Yeah. That was good.
Yeah. And then
Yeah,
I don't know, like the pandemic. Even though like we're not able to play shows, like you can still be productive. There are still things that you can do. The way I've put it is that it's just kind of like this incubation period.
Mhm.
You know, you're just hibernating, and then afterwards you come out and you're totally. I don't know. It's
You're
like,
a moth.
yeah, you're a moth. Yeah, you're
I was gonna say worse at my instrument than I
You're
was
just
before.
worse at music.
suck.
I
No.
just got worse.
Yeah.
I think of it as like the hyperbolic time chamber, like from
Hey.
Dragon
Oh,
Ball,
come out
Dragon
all-
Ball Z. Yeah,
We gotta play a show.
yeah. There's other things you can do, you know.
Yeah.
Recording.
Oh, but then we
Right.
get to the fat, like, feeling.
Writing, dude. Actually,
Writing.
I wanted to get to the something on writing. What is it like? Like, how do you feel about like a song? Because like, there's something I tell him whenever it comes to songwriting. I never feel like I need a. How do I say it? I feel like the song exists before I write it, even if I don't even have it in my head.
Can I say something that's really controversial?
What?
Oh no.
I think it's not gross. I promise.
okay.
He's
Okay,
like
this
traps are gay. That's what he says. That's a controversial.
It counts. No, I think because you said like the song's already in there, right?
Yeah.
It's just about like taking it out.
Yeah.
I have this weird like idea that like every single song at the start of time, like when time started, every single song was already written. Like, it was already there.
It's there. You just need to pull
Find
it
it.
out.
Yeah.
You need to pull it out,
and that's kind of
or
how
you
I
need to,
feel
like,
about it.
arrange it.
He says
Yeah.
that all the time.
Because like I don't feel like sometimes like oh we write the song and now it's time to like write a solo or something. I don't feel like I can't play the solo. I feel like oh the solo's there. I just have to find it. It's more about finding something.
That's
more
what I
than,
was saying.
You know what I mean?
That's what I was thinking.
I can definitely
It's
see
like,
that.
It's more like you're not really creating things. You're more like discovering things.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
putting them together.
Yeah.
I came like to that conclusion
Yeah.
like sometime, and then I was like, this doesn't make sense. Like it made a lot of sense
I'm
to me.
like, I'm stupid.
It made a lot of sense to me, but then it also didn't. It's like
No,
wait,
I mean,
I'm
that's-
creating music, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm making stuff,
Yeah.
but it all had like an antecedent, right? Like,
Yeah.
there was something before it
Yeah.
that led to that
Yeah.
point.
That's just some way that I felt about it. Because like when again like I just because I know some people maybe like oh am I gonna be able to write like another song? Am I gonna be able to do another riff
Yeah,
that's
it's all in
whatever?
there.
I'm like to me I don't even see if I can. It's like more like can I find it? Because I know it's there. I know it exists.
Yeah,
and,
it's
and that's
there.
how I feel like about these songs or whatever. It's like oh I know the song's there. I just have to find it.
And a lot of things in here like are probably dormant. Like you'll probably never find out like what art you're really good at. Maybe I really like horseback riding. And,
Yeah.
like I just never tried it. You know.
And that's something I think is important too, is just trying things out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you got to figure out what you
Inspiration.
enjoy, yeah, and what you, I guess what you're good at, yeah, too.
What
You
for
gotta
sure,
give it a
right?
good
How are you gonna know what you're truly good at?
Yeah.
If you haven't tried out a bunch of stuff, right?
like the
I started
discovery.
playing guitar and I never played another instrument.
Mhm.
Okay, well, yes, you're good at guitar, right?
Yeah.
Because that's all you've done,
Yeah.
and just with sheer time. But what if you were actually destined to be a drummer?
Yeah.
Or I mean, not necessarily destined, right? But like,
Trumpet player.
what if maybe drums came naturally to you,
Yeah.
right? And you could have just transcended, like, or like,
Bro, it's the collective unconscious, bro. It's like your ancestors already like
Burnga.
Yeah. Your ancestors have already been doing it. You know, it's just collective of like ideas.
It's like just a
everybody.
Hispanic group of people. It's like,
You just make it tortillas. Jamming Burnga.
Yeah. Some Aztecs up on a high temple.
It's just like they don't even know what the delay pedal is, but they could hear the beginning of yin yang.
Yeah. They just have somebody
they're like
far away,
like,
just
they're bouncing sounds off of a temple, and it comes back like a delay. Dude, I saw this like really crazy TikTok. These no, there were some travelers at some, I guess it was like Chichen Itza or something, like a temple.
Okay.
And if you stand in a certain place in front of the temple and you make a noise, hey, it like bounces back at you
like at
a different frequency, or it sounds
like a
different.
pitch?
Oh, yeah. So it sounds like like it creates a harmony then, or no?
Something like that. It's wild.
I saw they had something like that, so I went to like a kind of a small little school, and we would play other little schools, like private schools. It wasn't like a rich school or anything, but it was like I got on a scholarship, whatever. But there was like this one school we'd play against, and you had to walk through this hallway, and they had this like dome. They had this dome that went up, like around like a statue or whatever. It was so weird.
Real quick, you say you were gonna play like against like sports, or what do you mean?
Sports.
Okay.
Yeah, I was playing basketball.
Coliseum, like
we were playing basketball.
Yeah. We're just gonna joust.
Gladiator.
We're gonna play Pokemon.
That level of private school where it's just like joust, like what's it called?
Fencing.
Fencing. Yeah.
We were gonna Pokemon battle, but with our dogs.
Oh. No, but anyway, like
that'd be nice.
Because I was trying to envision it.
So the dome.
Yeah,
I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just wait. What's the context?
You're good.
What are you playing?
What are you playing? The dome, like it was like a small little dome, but like we figured out like for some reason like someone's walking ahead of me, and I like whispered something to somebody, and because of the way the dome is shaped, the guy said he heard it like behind him. Like, you heard it, like, right in his ear.
Yeah, that's the way...
So, like, there's this... So, like, whenever we would go there after that... Whenever we'd go there... Yeah, it's, like, some sort of, like... Audio physics. So then, like, I would, like, whisper... Like, we would just sit on the other side. We'd just be whispering, like...
That's
like, dirty stuff to each other. That's not our line of
primitive entertainment.
Or, like, we were really strict to us, so, like, we could just say, like... F this person.
Let's just say you're in that dome, and there's a bunch of people, right?
Yeah.
And you're talking, and you want to, like... talk to a girl or something.
Yeah.
And it just circles and it just hits her right, like just her.
Bro, that's like sliding into her DMs, like
sliding into just straight up into her sonic space.
Sliding into the sonic space.
Into her that you might like to hear.
Yes. Yes, dude, some Wu-Tang.
There's just this big sweaty guy behind her, like I didn't say shit.
I don't know, honestly, when I went to Texas State, there's like this weird like circle area right stairs are coming down from the library. And if you like whisper on one of the sides of the little like circle thing, I don't know, you can hear it like over here, like in your ear. And if you stand in the center and you talk, it feels like you just have like a hella reverb on. It's really cool, and it's all just like natural, like it's all just open.
Yeah.
But
I feel like maybe like a lot of the for sure like delay and reverb, all that just came from like nature. Like it all it was given to us. Yeah. And we just kind of replicated it and digitized it, you know.
Yeah,
for sure.
Nature's fuzz pedal.
Nature gave us...
They would literally like
what's nature's fuzz pedals?
They would create reverb naturally. That's what they ended up having to do in the olden days.
My hearing going out.
They would like have a mic like playing, like they have a speaker playing into a mic that was like on the other side of a room just to get that effect of like
a big room. Yeah.
If you had a message to the editor, but the most randomest thing.
Letter to
the most randomest thing. Like,
it's in your mind right now.
He's gonna laugh his ass off watching this. I know he will.
Watch this.
It's probably not. It's not even that. I'm just thinking about like Scotch tape or something.
Scotch tape.
I'm just thinking about Scotch tape. Yeah.
That's the first thing that came to your mind.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
Can I tell you why I thought about that?
Yeah.
It's because I saw his tape, but I didn't want to say this kind of tape. So I thought of Scotch tape.
That's your message to the editor.
Because your drink, you're like Scotch whiskey.
Yes.
Tape.
That sounds like Pokemon. Did you all play like the earlier Pokemon where, like specifically like Gen 3, like let's just say Emerald, and they interview you and they're like, "How did you feel about this?" And I would just put ball, battle,
ball.
Yeah,
so profound.
Because that was an
Thank
easy way
you.
to like
Yes.
build your
Wow.
EXP. Because like that was like a consistent battle. You used to go find them in the places.
Oh, that's
and,
right,
Dude.
They would, yeah.
That's what I had to do because like I reached a
And
point
they
where I had to
interview
fly
you.
everybody, and like I didn't
Yeah.
want to go to the battle, whatever, the island or.
You
Yeah.
played the first ones, right? Like red, blue,
Yeah, for
yellow.
sure.
Like the first one I played was yellow. So where's
Yellow was my first game.
Interesting.
That-
That was the first one I played, yeah.
It was my cousin's, and like I borrowed it from like San Antonio, and like I don't even know if we had internet. Yeah, we did have internet. No, I don't remember. But but I just remember getting stuck on so many parts of the game, and so I would email him and wait like 3 days to like when I was a kid, just trying to get through the
Yeah,
game.
I was like 3 or 4
That's
when
really
I was
pure.
playing
Yeah.
like Yellow, and I didn't know what I was doing.
And then he's like, "Give me back my game." Like,
Stop emailing
stop
me.
emailing my mom because I was probably emailing his mom
That's
actually, my
funny.
cousin. But
The Emerald was mine, but it's because I had like.
That was your first, you're
It
saying?
was it was the first one I actually beat because I was like
Holy
you.
shit.
Emerald, blue was like around when I was a kid, like younger, and I would like play it, but I was like him. I was like, I have no idea where to go. Like my little monsters keep dying. I don't understand this. I was like, closing it, whatever. I'd rather play like Legend of Zelda or
are
something.
you doing an emulator right now?
Yeah, honestly,
just
I have
started-
Emerald on my
started
phone.
Dude, Emerald's like my
Right
favorite
now.
game.
I've played Emerald through at least 40 times.
You ever do the
Damn,
Game
bro.
Shark stuff?
No, I never did.
Yeah.
I had a Game
I never
Shark,
had a
but
Game
not-
Shark, or I never used
I
it.
had it for the DS. And I was using it for Animal Crossing.
Okay.
Because I just wanted a lot of money, a lot of bells. I just wanted to pay off my
Give me
debt
money.
already.
Animal
Animal Crossing is like this critique, like this social critique on like capitalism or something. 'Cause, like,
You're in debt.
Really?
yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like it is because like Tom Nook is like, I don't know, he's evil and
Oh,
he's like
okay. I've-
taxing you.
I
He's
barely
the
played the game.
antagonist.
Yeah.
I bought it for the Switch and I never.
The final
Yeah.
boss.
I played a little bit
Tom Nook. He's got a big sack of bells. Or he just has a big sack. Tom Nook's a sack.
Oh my god,
of it. New song title. Top Mix Sack.
But yeah, all of this.
Sack.
dude, that's what we love doing. That with
Papa
like
Sack.
someone just said, like, dude, let's just make that a song title.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Okay, you were gonna say.
No, I was.
This all spawned because you said Scotch tape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then I was like, oh, it's like those random things that you, like the
Pokemon,
sayings
yeah.
in Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did that
And we're
ever
like-
lead to? I never knew what that was supposed to be for.
It didn't actually do anything.
It didn't. It was just, I think, for you to see it on. You would go to the TV, like in people's houses, and you would see your interview.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
You'd like, oh my god, they actually.
And that's what I thought.
Yeah,
But I was
it
like,
didn't
there's
do
gotta be
anything,
something
right?
deeper to this. There's got to be something.
Yeah, I was like, this
Based
has
on what
some-
I say,
I-
determines what legendary I get.
Yeah.
I remember someone said like there was always rumors like when I was growing up, maybe I don't know, we're all 23 or 25, 23, but like for some reason I don't know if you guys ever went to Boys and Girls Club or like anything like that.
I did.
I
For
did.
the skating.
I
Skate
hated
park.
it.
So I would always go there and like I would be playing Pokemon with some of the guys and they would be like, yeah, if you tell the interviewer like these 2 words, you'll see Latios like the next bush you run into and all this stuff.
Wait, is that true?
That never happened.
I don't know.
No.
There were always rumors like that, like around people that were playing Pokemon. Like, dude, this person
It's-
caught a.
How do you?
This person
Dude, I remember-
the Lugia, dude.
They're
Latios
like
and
the
Latias,
legendary. They're like the legendary dogs.
They appear
Yeah.
after. Yeah, they're roaming. They appear based on what game you have. I think if it's Ruby, you see Latias.
Are they both? in
You have to
Emerald?
beat the game, and yeah, you go to a TV like and it says,
Yeah.
hey, there was a brief sighting of a red Pokemon. That's
Yeah.
all it
In
says.
this area, and then you go to that area and you go.
That's
look.
all it would
Did you
say.
play the Fire Red and Leaf Green
Mhm.
ones? Because in that one, if
Mhm.
you depending on which starter you picked, it would determine the legendary dog that you'd get
Yes,
later
I
on.
remember that.
Really?
So like I got like Venusaur, so it'd be like Entei or whatever. So
Oh, interesting.
yeah. I played the heck out of Fire Red.
The one that I played most was Diamond.
Okay. That was
that's
the
when I
last.
started
That was the
going-
last one I played.
That's when I started going hard on like actually learning. Oh, like EVs, IVs,
Yeah.
natures, like
Mhm.
competitive. Like, oh, there's all this actual thought
Yeah.
underneath the surface,
Yeah.
and so I probably had like
berries and all that stuff.
yeah, like
Berries.
I had like probably 600 hours at least on,
Yeah.
on Diamond.
It's
Dude,
like
you're-
Just one save.
Bro,
I always
did
wanted to
that
learn.
with platinum. Like with platinum.
No,
like,
I'm just kidding.
I hate you.
That's so good.
it's like a breakup. You say,
Yeah.
it goes back.
No,
to the
no, it's like a
circle.
good relationship.
A
You
good
know? It's like you
relationship.
have to have some friction.
Dude,
It's so
I
fun.
would grind though, like in gold,
Yeah.
or gold, crystal, or like silver, and I don't think I ever got emerald. I don't remember. But I would grind at the Elite Four. Like that's where I would grind to
Yeah.
get my Pokemon to level 100.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was like just catch them all because I didn't really have anybody to play against like competitively at the time. And the times that I did, like I would get wrecked.
I would just
When
play
I was,
with my
like, first
cousins,
getting-
like
Yeah.
and like the extended family. Like
Yeah.
there would be like a kid that would play,
Yeah.
or somebody that, like, I remember distinctly like one of my younger cousins. He's probably like 18 now.
Yeah.
So back then he was like 5.
And you were like 21.
No, but like I would always buy the games, or like my parents, right? They would buy me the games when
Yeah.
they would come out, right? Because I would beg for them, like, or when, or just close to release date. So after a while, they would get like a used game, like say a used version of Platinum, and it would just have all these hack Pokemon, all this stuff, and I'd be like, oh, he's gonna kill me. He's gonna, like, and he would win a battle, and I would convince him to like trade me some.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Please, dude.
Please,
Please.
Chewy.
give me,
Don't tell your mom.
give me your shiny Groudon.
I'll give you this picture.
They always have funny names for like the younger cousins. Like I feel like all your distant cousins have like the funniest names. Like they have like
That's
Baby
actually-
Joe.
That's so funny because the cousin I'm talking about, his name's CJ.
Yeah.
But we called him Chalupa Johnson.
Yeah. It's always the. I'm telling you, it's always like the weird siblings. Like that's like,
not-
oh, that's Baby Joe, and like now like I grow
But why
up
am
and
I
like.
Why am I never that cousin though? I don't understand that. Why is it always somebody else's cousin?
Are you like one of the older cousins?
Yeah, you know what? That's what it is.
Being older, because the older ones are always
I
like,
was-
that's that one.
Yeah, I don't even know where Chalupa Johnson came up.
It's a funny name,
CJ.
That's a good name.
Chalupa Johnson.
Yeah.
His real name's like Ernesto, so I don't know where he came
Middle name
from.
Chalupa.
Oh, it's making me hungry, bro.
Last name Johnson.
No, it's not his last name. I don't know where that came from. Anyways,
gosh.
yeah.
Let me check it one more time.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to like check my time like.
Yeah, like
the editor is gonna
Yeah, he's gonna be like,
timer.
dude, you sent me like 8 videos, dude.
Yeah, like 4 hours.
Put a
of
timer
video.
for 20 minutes so that you know. Like,
Yeah.
I wanted to say that earlier, but I didn't want to be too bossy.
Hey, man, put the timer.
Hey, dude.
Put a fucking
I'm surprised Seth hasn't told me that already.
Well, I thought it too. I just,
the collective unconscious.
Yes.
synchronicities.
Yeah.
How long do y'all usually
Dun.
go? Like, is it just until?
Yeah, I like more like us talking about Pokemon. I mean,
Yeah. This is
He-
like a
he's like-
loose roof.
Pokemon. He
I have
doesn't
no
play
input
any
on it.
Pokemon. He's never played a Pokemon game.
let me ask Nick one of these questions so we get
We're
everybody.
gonna ask
everybody's
Nick the rest of
cool.
these.
All of them, and then back to
Yeah.
Pokemon.
Yeah, y'all can.
How big's your penis?
Okay.
Hey, you want to start a Pokemon podcast?
Yes, dude, I would love that.
Card
Dude.
openings.
Absolutely, I would love
Dude,
that.
that's
And
so
I'm
much-
not even joking.
Dude, no, I love Pokemon, bro.
Okay, shut
You know
up.
what we were gonna
Wait,
do?
wait,
You know
can
what
I
we
say
were gonna
something?
do? We were gonna have like a green screen,
Dude.
on, and then like have like a game in front of us, and we're gonna be like playing the game, like and having that in the background, like how
Yeah, we-
podcasts like that.
It's just a screen so small, so it's just
Yeah, so
not.
we're gonna have to be really close to each
Actually,
other.
we could have put it right here.
Just paint the wall.
Can I
Literally just a placement of one
Okay.
place.
No, but go.
I'm not
I
visually.
didn't mean to
inclined.
be.
This is a question.
Okay, wait,
okay,
but
question.
Pokemon,
Oh my
but
gosh,
Black
shut up.
too. And
Okay, now go.
that's
after
what I'm
this,
playing right now.
I'll bring something up after this.
Okay.
After this.
So this is what I wanted to ask, just because like I've been in the scene a little bit. Like I've gone to a couple of shows, like especially the hard rock shows, and I feel like there's like two very distinct like sections of people. Like there's like the older like you have like 40-year-old like.
I think I know
You
what
know,
you're getting at.
And then you have like the younger kids that are like, I want to mosh at every show. Like even if it's not like a moshable song, like I'm gonna mosh at every single show. And I wanted to ask if like that's the correct like what is your vision of like
the
that
local scene?
aspect of
Boomers
the
and
scene?
Gen Z.
Honestly, like,
Just no in between.
No,
I feel like
in
we're
between.
pretty cool with everybody. Like
Yeah.
when we played Noodle Fest, what was it, 2 years ago? Someone got like choked out in our pit.
Yeah.
Oh, we were
So
there.
that was that. I don't.
Oh,
we don't,
yeah, that was me.
We don't condone it,
That
but
was-
that was pretty entertaining.
He fucking.
No.
You're gonna bleep out names.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be gone.
You want us to just bleep it out?
Grabbed the guy.
He didn't choke him out, but he grabbed.
He grabbed him. There was people fighting, and
Okay.
he grabbed him to get him out of the pit. Like 'cause they were actually like
Wait, I
throwing
think
hands.
this happened while I was playing.
It was
Yes,
during Burngo.
yes, it was.
We were.
It was during Burger.
It was during Burngo.
It was, dude.
Alright,
No,
alright.
I was to, like, if you were, from your guys' perspective, I'm to the left, and I just remember seeing this dude. It was just one dude trying to mosh.
Yeah.
Then he got some guys mad or whatever.
Mhm.
He was getting a lot of people mad, but then one dude finally was like, "That's it," and just it just like started
Thing.
choking him
And
out.
it's weird 'cause I didn't see that until afterwards. Someone told me about it. Like while we were performing, I didn't even see it.
Yeah.
So I couldn't say
Like,
don't
say,
do
like,
that.
"Hey,
Matter
dude."
of fact, after the show, I said, "Oh yeah, I like the energy. Keep it going, guys."
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't
Encouraging that
know.
energy.
No, you did say that.
I
I was
need more
like,
of
I
this.
laughed. I was like, "That's so funny."
No, I didn't know. I did not
Nick
see
is
that.
over party.
Yeah, condoning violence in our mosh
He
pit.
just wants to see people get hurt.
Yeah, no, I
Dude,
did not see that
that's
until
so funny.
afterwards. I saw videos. I'm like, when did that
Instigated.
happen? Like, I feel
Was
like
there videos really?
there is a
Oh,
video. There's
dude.
a
I
video.
haven't seen that.
I have it in my camera roll.
Jamie, pull that up. Jamie, please.
Chalupa.
Chalupa Johnson.
Pull it up.
No,
Dude.
yeah, I didn't know that
Like
until
Michael
afterwards. I was like, oh my
Prezzo.
god. I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude,
Top
like
text.
someone was playing the Strokes, like they were playing like the adults are talking or some song like and then like people started moshing to it like
Oh,
for
what?
no reason, and like we were at
Hilarious.
Tropicasa, I think we were at
Mm.
Tropicasa, and it was just like they just started like moshing, and this guy's like, no guys, hey, please don't do that like while playing the Strokes
It's
song.
just that urge.
And then at the end, he was like, you know what? Let's just hey, just follow me. Like, let's just do a mosh song. So he literally just played like a chord progression. He told him the chord progression. We all heard him tell the chord progression, and they just played the chord progression. And people just moshed.
No,
I'm
that's-
not gonna lie, that's the first time I've ever moshed. Is when I was like, all right,
Yeah.
well, I mean,
I went pretty hard a couple weeks ago.
Man.
Yeah. No,
Okay,
like, the thing
I
about
have
it is like,
videos.
Wait, then-
I don't mind like people moshing. Like if
Yeah.
they mosh to our stuff, that's cool. If not,
Yeah.
Honestly,
they don't. I don't like to force people because I know a lot of people are also like, get the up here, come stand up here. I don't like to do that either.
Let's get this spinning.
dude, I saw
like,
a
I don't
show.
Like
wanna do that
I don't
for
like to do that
them.
too much.
We saw a show together one time where it was like a metal. It was like you know, it was more like metal oriented, like classical metal, like more like.
It was like- it was-
power metal or something.
Yingwei Malmsteen. No, it was just
Yeah.
it was just like
I don't
know,
want to
like
say the name of the band because I kind of know like people that know
Spit it
them.
out.
But, okay.
Over us.
I think those
Say it
guys
like
come to my. They come to the Guitar Center
I
all
don't
the
know.
time.
They cut
Okay,
it out.
well,
They never buy.
we'll cut it
anything.
out. But he like it was just one time like everybody's just sitting down chilling, and they're really good. Like they have really good music.
they're pretty good.
And then
I
so
actually
me and
think they're
me and Seth
alright.
were just like sitting down, like chilling, whatever. He's like, yeah, everybody get the up here, whatever. And then me and Seth are just like,
Yeah, like it kills the vibe
It killed the
sometimes.
vibe.
Yeah, like and I know people are chilling. You have to know the venue, you know.
Yeah.
It's a little cringe.
Yeah.
Bro, you
Cringe
just
core.
posted
Well, I think
cringe.
I think
Bro,
if
you just
anything,
posted cringe.
there's a responsibility on like you as the artist
Yeah.
to be able to motivate
Yeah.
people
No,
in that
yeah,
spirit in them
absolutely.
to get to that point. You
Yeah.
don't just like expect them to be like, no, I have to actually bring something
Yeah.
that'll
Yeah.
actually stir that up in them. Like,
True.
you know.
I've seen bands though that they're like, they actively get upset when people aren't moving.
Oh, and that happened at the show.
that's
that's what ended up happening. We were like,
and that's why
oh, don't get
Archangel?
mad at you can't get mad at the crowd.
Archangel.
You
They
can
got mad at
the
the crowd?
singer. Yeah.
Cut all that out.
Okay, now that's cringe. Yeah. Now that's so.
Well, I mean, you know, maybe he was having a bad day. I don't know.
He's probably having a bad day. Yeah.
I can't. I'm not like
Sound
I
cringe.
like their music. They're all really talented.
Yeah.
But it was just that one experience. It's like the experience that like he brought up where it's like, he was like, yeah, everybody get up here. What are you doing? And, like he got mad at the crowd. And I
He
was like,
said F y'all.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
At some point,
Yeah,
he
he
was
did
actually
say
upset,
that,
and I was
too.
like,
and I remember just being like,
Yeah. Like what are you
I got good
doing?
taste.
like
Yeah.
I don't really want to like you know.
But
get
that's the
up.
thing, though. It's like, well, actually, I did want to ask about the live like portion, like about performance, like about performing, like. What do you all think about performance? Like, what's your approach
Stage
to perform?
presence?
Yeah, stage presence. Like when you're like, how do you get yourself in the right frame of mind for that? Like,
My it's like secret weapon is just one beer before.
okay.
One beer, that's it.
Me too.
Yeah.
beer.
Oh,
And,
I'll
it'll
have
get
one
me
beer.
loose.
1 beer at the venue, but 5 on the way.
Oh my god. No.
Pre-game.
No.
Pre-game.
Yeah, for me it's just
Nah.
one before,
Okay.
and that usually gets me loose enough to feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These past shows we've been playing, I don't do that, and I do feel a little bit like more stiff.
Okay. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Stage presence, like for me, is like an existential crisis.
Yeah.
What do you just not know what to
get
do?
no. I just move with the music,
Yeah.
but I don't move a lot. Like I look at you guys, I'm like, okay, Adrian's moving more. All right, Nick is doing backflips. Rock your head a little bit harder.
Yeah.
I like stage fright for me is so real.
Is it still real?
When you see me on there, it may not look like
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
You look
afraid?
imposing. Like you actually look like I
Yeah.
should be scared of you.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
on your
Get out of
show.
my show.
Get out of my show.
but it's like an elephant and a mouse. Like
Yeah.
I'm actually really like
Yeah.
I'm like quaking up there really, and if I fuck up, it's mostly due to that. And I don't know what to do like about that. One thing I do is like I'll look at the crowd and I'll pick a person. I'll look at that one
Scare them
person
away.
for a little bit, and then I'll
Yeah.
divert like
You'll
my
just be looking
attention
around.
I mean, my take on stage presence is I like to go like as hard as I can.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard for me because I do kind of have like an injured back.
Yeah.
So I don't go as hard as I wish I could. Like I wish I could do like everything. But it's not something that like inhibits me day to day.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, at shows I make sure to like stretch before,
Yeah.
and I want to move as much as I can. There's actually this the place that we played at recently
Mhm.
that they have a very they have a board that kind of dips in. That I'm like, oh, the first time we played it, I was like, oh man, this is not good.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I like to basically every single show, I'm like on the cusp of like tripping because I
Yeah.
just move and I don't really care. Like I bump stuff all the time.
You're there
like,
because how I see it, at least for me personally, it's like I'm not just there to play you a song. I'm there to bring you just a little
Yeah.
bit more than what
I
you would
mean,
just be listening to.
and no, like
I'm really vulnerable. I'm like really exposed.
yeah, like
Staring
no.
at someone in the eye.
Yeah.
playing-
I mean,
My
yeah, I
my
mean, it
pants are
really
down.
is. My pants are. And now I have to imagine.
What's Nick's? I want to know because I see Nick like with the cutoff sleeves, the crop top, pulling the full crop top.
His big muscles.
No, what about it?
What's your stage?
What are we? What is going on?
What's your stage?
Yes!
Your stage approach?
Oh,
Like,
he just said
What
one
is-
beer,
like,
but
What is going on?
I was
Sorry.
saying I want to know what your stage approach is because like your performances like you're always like you kind of have like intimidating thing too like going
Oh,
on.
really?
Yeah,
I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I said, I want to be approachable. Honestly, I want to be someone that people are like
no, I
not
get that.
afraid to like go up there. Like you said, like when people
Yeah.
are like, come up here, come up, get up.
Yeah.
Like that kind of makes me not want to go up there. I'm like, nah,
Yeah.
you seem very.
Well, that's part of
intense.
like
I want to be more inviting, I guess.
the well-roundedness of like you as a musician, like, because again, like there's people that there's even musicians I think in the things we enjoy listening to that they just go up there and they're just zoned in, on what they're doing. Which I mean, some of that stuff's so hard.
Right?
Like,
More power to them.
yeah,
I gotta move.
yeah,
Like if you want to stand there, stand like still.
yeah,
Maybe bob your head a little bit. That's completely fine.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's your own thing. You have your own stage presence. I gotta move.
Do you think it stems from like maybe like just I don't know our beginnings in music? For me, it's like I just remember seeing Led Zeppelin live, like just seeing like I was there now, but I was like I'd see their live performances.
Like live, you mean like a
Yeah,
DVD?
yeah,
or
like
you actually
No,
did?
like DVD.
Okay.
That's your inspiration for
Yeah, and
a
I'm like,
live
yeah, and I was
stage
just like,
presence.
holy cow, like
The
this
context,
is
yeah.
because like I'd seen other people play music, but then I see these guys just like I'd never
They're
seen
not
long
just playing music.
Yeah,
It's a show.
exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
It's an experience. And
Yeah.
that's what I like to think of. Like, I know that I'm not the greatest musician in the world. I'm not, all these stuff, right?
Yeah,
I'll mess up on stage. I mess up every single show, probably that I've ever played. But I at least want people to know that, yeah, he's moving, like he's trying to give more,
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
just give something.
Yeah.
I try to.
Well, and I think it's giving yourself in some ways. It's like, hey,
yeah,
guys,
that's
like,
for sure. This is for
That's what
people's
I mean.
entertainment.
Like you're so exposed. Like,
Yeah.
You're really vulnerable. Like,
Yeah, all eyes are on you. Right?
yeah,
Yep.
I like that
for the most part.
Yeah.
I do,
Yeah.
I'll admit it.
It's fun. I think
Yeah.
it's fun, but it is like to me there is a weight to it that I try to, how do I say it? Try not to overblow it in my mind, or else I'm gonna be freaked out on stage. But at the same time, I'm like, but there is like, I'm giving a position for the environment for the next 30 minutes. It's like,
very true.
What are you gonna do?
I like
Just
that though.
stand still?
So let me ask all of y'all then. What makes you more? I guess it could be more nervous or more like excited, less people, or more people, because like what my mind goes to is like how you're talking about. Yes, you still get a lot of stage fright. Would less people in the crowd, would that help with your stage fright, or would a whole venue filled with people?
I'll give you like 2 examples. One, when we played the house show at Joseph's place, I was fucking nervous. I was still nervous, and everybody there,
even though they're just all of our
like
they're
homies.
pretty close friends.
Yeah, they
right?
were still close friends. Like, I knew them. Dude, I recently found out, like, the last 2 months, it really became really apparent to me. Like, my 2 top, like, phobias, 1, like, cockroaches, especially if they fly, and then 2, karaoke.
okay.
Tara has gone up there. Danny went up there last night. And
Dude, I could do karaoke if I'm pretty tipsy.
And no matter how drunk I may be, I could be like on the verge of having to sit in a hospital bed with an IV bag, drunk.
He's been
sort of like delusion, I'm not gonna go on stage.
The first time he does karaoke is gonna be like a cockroach just flies on him.
It's the 2 worst things.
Oh my
Gosh. Even then, at that point, I was still like I was talking at the time, right? But I was still very nervous, and I said some really weird, like, dumb things.
I
But
thought that was fine.
yeah, I thought it was fine. I mean, like, we were just with friends. But if, let's say, okay, so there's that. But imagine if we were playing in front of like a Metallica crowd, like just like
I think
thousands of people.
reel it in a little bit, like a more realistic, like let's just say,
Even like 200.
So then I'll give you another example.
Well, let's just say
like
Yerb.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
that's
Yerb.
a perfect
Full
like,
Yerb.
Like
Yeah,
just
like-
full. I think capacity is like just under 500 or something.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah,
Something like that,
that's
400,
still,
500,
that's still
whatever it
pretty,
is.
That's still pretty.
That's a
nervous,
decent
right?
amount of people.
Yeah.
I'm
that
still
is a
pretty
decent.
So
nervous.
Like
the
surfing,
more
you're
people,
able to crowd
the
surf.
more nervous like you get.
I don't know, because I feel like I don't know where to draw the line, because I know that at some point there's just so many fucking people, I don't even care.
Yeah.
Honestly, for
It's
me,
like a curve.
I like more people. Like,
Yeah.
when I was
Yeah.
in high school, I would do like the little football games. Sometimes they have like a Metallica theme show, so I'd be like the guitar and like, Nick, you started off.
At
And
a
dude,
stadium.
Like, the stadium is full. Like, I don't
Yeah.
even see heads. Like, it's all just like,
It's just a mass.
it's a blob of people.
Yeah.
And I love that. Honestly, I love more people. The more people, the better for me.
I remember, like for me,
Same.
like the first
This
time,
guy,
like the first time I ever played in front of like, it was like 200 people. It was like at a college. I was like little. I was like 8 or 9, and they chose me because I was like in the kids that would take the private lessons at the college in Brownsville. Like they had me play with the college students there at the time. So you had your college performance, and in between is a little monkey who's gonna come play or whatever.
Little monkey boy.
Yeah,
Like,
I was so scared, bro.
Oh,
I was
wow.
so scared. It was the
Yeah.
first time I was ever gonna play in front of that many people. I did it. It was just the most like now that I think about it, it's like, man, you're like drugging a kid on adrenaline, like throwing him into something like that. Like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like in high school, like I said, dude, like
Beast.
with the
Yeah, this
stadium
is bad.
full
Love
of stuff, and like we were like in the center of the field because it was like 3 people, it was bass, drums, and guitar. And like, okay, y'all are starting it off. Like you need to go hard. Like you can't just stand still. Like they're forcing you to like jump around. And it's like in front of everybody, and that's like like our whole high school. And in high school, I know like reputation's a big old deal. Dude, I don't know, I loved it.
But yeah, like afterwards, after that first time, it was just like, because like super scared. And then afterwards, I finished playing my songs and I walk off. I'm like, dude, I want to do that again. That was fun. Because
So that's like.
So more people, I feel like it feels better. It definitely feels
for
better.
sure. Like I think I feed off the energy of just seeing more people. Well, I mean, one that just makes me feel good.
Yeah.
I wanted to say that, like, when I do live streams, it's almost as if, like, because it's just me, but also there is, like, an ambiguous amount of people watching. I don't really know how many people are watching.
So it doesn't feel as...
Exactly.
Like you don't pay
I
attention
almost
to
feel
the
alone.
number.
Yeah, and I don't really interact with them too much, but like if I see a comment, I will respond verbally, right?
Yeah.
But when I think about like a big like stadium kind of thing, I haven't had that experience yet, but I feel like I don't think I would care.
Yeah.
There's just so much of it. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Do the people, the faces, they just like it's all a blur?
Yeah, it just becomes.
I don't pay attention to faces. Like how you're saying, you look at one person. I'm looking like around, but I'm never like I don't see features.
Yeah.
There was this thing that I learned that like if you have like social anxiety, like when you walk in, you're going to a house party, and you don't know anyone, and you're having anxiety. Oh fuck, this is really weird, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's looking at me. Or when you walk into class and you're the last one, and then everyone's like looking at you. Oh, there's a new person for them, right? Something that helps is that if you actually like face what it is that you're like afraid of. So I will actually like make eye contact and like perceive people actually.
You don't want to be a.
Yeah, I don't want to be like.
Well, I think it's like perspective. Like,
here?
how are you even viewing the people that are there to see like the music or the people that came to this event? Like, what are they there for? Like, those thoughts do go through my mind. One, I don't know if you guys have this thought, but one thought I'm like, I don't know, like, I think we underestimate how unique our abilities are in general. Even if you could just play like simple music or whatever, like, not everyone can do that. And so like, I think of it as like, you know what, like, since not everybody can do that, people seek that out in other people, and that's like my job here is to like to provide that to somebody. So it's like, it's really like, I don't know. It's like sharing your gift, you know. So
people
like
want to do it.
They're living through you,
but they're vicariously.
Yeah, so it is like a living through the musicians.
I can definitely see that. I've kind of thought about it like that. Maybe not to that extent.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always try to, like, going back to what I was talking about, my stage presence. I do try to think of it. What if I was watching myself perform?
Because I've done that.
Would I enjoy? Is this something that I could leave home and it's a memorable thing?
Yeah.
We've all seen bands where, there's plenty of, not to like crap on anyone, but there's plenty of bands that they're just generic, right?
Yeah.
They just don't have anything that stands out, right? It just is what it is. They play their music, whether it's original, covers, whatever it is, and you don't remember their name, you don't remember songs they played because they just kind of blur into the background.
I'm so bad at that. Like remembering people sometimes.
I'm bad with names too, but like
so bad at that.
But more so, what I'm talking about is the experience.
Yeah.
What kind of experience did you have watching them perform?
Because that, to me, sometimes that goes even beyond the music to some extent. Like, because I don't know, there's some people that are really good musically, but if they didn't if they didn't lay themselves out there to the audience the way some other people do, it's like, okay, it just doesn't resonate the same way.
I think that's just, right? Audio, that's just one sense. So everyone, you can see so many different bands, but what's going to make you stand out? Well, like I was going back to like my stage presence. I know that that's something visually that I can give to people that, maybe they'll see that. Okay, so now they have the audio, like they like the music. Okay, they like what they're seeing. Maybe if they do start, say, a pit, or they just start, just jumping up and down. Okay, so that's the feel. Like I want it to be an experience, right? Sometimes you can go into, like, not to get super nerdy, like, or it's not even that nerdy, but like going back to like all the different senses. I think of, like, when I'm at a big concert, taste. Like, sometimes I taste, like, sweat, or, if I bump into someone, I bite my cheek.
Smell cigarettes, whatever.
Yeah, cigarette, you smell, the sweaty guy that's right in front of you that just pushed you.
The pretty girl to your left.
It's all, the more senses that you can kind of capture.
Who's dressed badly.
The more memorable that.
Very specific.
But you get what I'm saying? Right? The more senses you can kind of, like, trigger and actually sensualize or whatever.
That would be cool, like, to have a show and then, like, all of a sudden you're just, like, sending out scents of, like, Febreze to, like, everybody.
Everyone,
get close.
Eat the cookie.
Here's just throwing out food.
Yeah. Just like
we're gonna call our band free. We're gonna call a band, like, we were gonna make like for like one show we're gonna call it Free Food. So like on the banner, like, you just see like you know,
that'll get some people.
Nautilus, whatever. Free food. It's like, oh, dude, I'm going there,
yeah.
dude.
That's a good
they're
one.
giving away free food, bro.
That's a good one.
And they show up, and then they just get, you know.
This is false advertisement.
They just sue you.
Hey, yeah, they'll sue you.
That would be good. I think that would be a
bait
good
and
alt
switch?
band name, kind
That
of like
would be.
secret show, like kind of name or whatever.
Like a Halloween thing, like how they do like Halloween bands or whatever.
You want to talk about future shows then?
Future
Coming up?
shows, yeah. I was gonna ask like the content, like for you guys, like your plans for like the rest of this year. Maybe you guys have like.
Wait, can I see those questions?
Yeah, sure, for sure. If there's anything you want to answer, I'll
This
ask.
one sucks. This one sucks.
No.
We already answered like.
What if it was like
some
nothing
of
that
them
it was nothing that he
inadvertently?
said?
Yeah, I think with our upcoming stuff, we are working on 2 new songs. So our new sets moving forward, we're definitely going to be including either 1 or 2 new songs for each show that we're doing.
Yeah.
As like from our.
We already
set
did
before.
on this past show.
Yeah.
We debuted a new song we'd never played live before.
Okay.
That maybe some people have heard like on stream. I don't know.
We never put that one out. Ever
Yeah,
or anything.
like unless you're like a close friend, sometimes we've had this song kind of just laying dormant that we just never did with, like anything with. So we've showed like some close friends, but yeah, there's a song that we dug up, and we're just like, let's just play it. Why are we not playing it?
Yeah.
And
So
then
one's
there's
a heavy one, and then one's a lighter one. I'm excited for the lighter one.
It'd be a different change.
Yeah.
we
but
actually had. Oh, go ahead.
we have that coming up. I mean, we do have like long-term plans, but I don't think it's anything to mention like right away. Like
Sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, for like short-term plans, definitely play more shows, play those 2 new songs.
Music video for Brunga.
Dude,
That's
we
what I
had
want.
that's
Maybe not-
something else we
that's-
had right before the pandemic
what I
too, and we
want.
have a very good vision for a music video.
Yeah.
That was like what I was gonna ask. Was like, dude, you guys need like a music video
We
for,
do.
for that?
Specifically for Burger, you think? Because we
Yeah.
were gonna do that one.
I think so.
Because that was the one that like, even before like you guys were in the band, I remember that song, and I remember I remember jamming to that song, and I was like, oh, dude, this is
That's the riff, right?
That's great.
yeah, that's the
That's
riff.
great.
But I forgot what I was gonna say. It wasn't a big deal. It was just like, kind of like a side note. But yeah, we've got all that in the works. We just ordered some business cards. We already have
merch.
designs for merch.
Yeah.
Like we've got a shirt design. So there are definitely things that we're trying to move forward with. We're just gathering the funds. We're just getting everything prepared for it.
Okay.
I've actually never been in a band where we've had merch.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That was like one of the stupidest things I've ever done. Like the first band that I had, they were like, "Let's make merch." We never
Like,
did
right away.
one live show.
Damn.
Like
Oh,
I still
really?
have. I could show you it like after, but I literally still have like just 20 like custom ink shirts for no reason. It's so terrible. Wait, did we make shirts? Or did we just make stickers?
We made a few shirts for the Moth Village.
For Moth
show.
Village, yeah. I was gonna ask because like there are instrumental bands that have like 2-3 songs with vocals or whatever. Me and Seth talked about it, but like we also have Gabriel and like so we're kind of like we've never made like a specific decision like, oh, we're not gonna do that, or oh yeah, we can have one song or whatever. But I was gonna ask that because like that's something everyone always asks, and I think it's so annoying. Like sometimes when
very
like
much so, yeah.
when like my mom or like
It's like, so where's
when-
the words?
where's
Yeah.
the words?
Yeah.
What, it's not. It'll be good when it's done when there's words
It's-
on it.
Yeah. So when are you gonna finish it, right?
Yeah.
So when
Like,
you get yeah, like my family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
where's the singer? I mean, that's just like what
Well, it's
lack
the
of a
most
better word,
relatable
like
thing.
normies.
Yeah.
Like I don't like saying that, right? No. I don't mean that derogatory. But like
No, I do.
non-musicians.
I think it's just the most
Non-musician.
relatable thing.
Yeah.
A voice and
Oh, yeah.
lyrics.
Oh, yeah.
It's the most
for sure.
human-like thing because it's
What
you
it's
know.
Yeah.
what it sounds like and like what it is that you're saying.
Yeah, because I feel like
that's
for
like the first thing
songs
you hear.
for like songs, especially instrumental songs, like it's more open for interpretation.
Yeah.
And when there's vocals there that are just blatant, the subjects there, like it makes it easier to digest and consume. But I don't know, there's an audience for both, and sometimes they share.
Kind of like how you mentioned Bernga, how there not Bernga, Yin Yang, how there is those kind of almost definitive two sides.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is like the first song, and it almost switches completely to borderline a new song, right? But then it does tie in like together.
At the end, it all
At the end
To
of
be a
the-
cohesive
it's the
idea.
beginning.
Yeah, I mean that. I think it's cool to have instrumental music where people notice, intricacies,
Yeah.
details
patterns.
You're like challenging the audience in some way.
because they have to listen to something, right? Instead of vocals, just like you guys mentioned, vocals is just the easiest thing for people that don't play instruments or that don't have any sort of musical prowess.
Yeah.
They know, even if they can't sing,
Yeah.
they still can
Relate
try
to
to sing.
Yeah,
They still have words and they still have experiences.
Yeah.
But
it's breaking from like the norm. Like
Yeah.
when you go, oh, I'm listening to a song. It's like, well, when does he start talking? When does the vocal start?
Which is weird because I feel like in history there's been a lot of music
Like a Gordon
that,
chance.
That and like back to that, like I heard I heard this like a while ago. It's like the first thing you hear is like your mother's voice.
Yeah.
So it's like
ingrained
ingrained in us.
slooshing and
Yeah. It's just like.
yeah, I mean, whenever we're talking about vocals, we've all mentioned it. Hey, we want to toy with a vocalist and have them
Toy with the vocals.
with the idea of having a vocalist and having vocals. We have a track that one of our friends, he just did guest vocals, kind of just for fun, right?
Yeah.
And it ended up cool. We released it as a bonus track. That's for Cartel.
Yeah, Cartel.
Our friend Andrew, not the drummer Andrew, but yeah, Andrew from In Shades. But
That's why it starts off kind of like choppy, like a video game kind of like the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I like that song. Yeah.
But I was actually just talking to a friend at the last show just a few days ago that I haven't really talked to these guys about it, but just the concept was really interesting that we came up with because he said that he was interested to do vocals. We haven't auditioned him. We haven't done anything, right? It's all just talk. We're just spitballing, right?
Yeah.
He said he's not interested in joining a band right now just because he has so much stuff going on. But then he was like, actually, it may be awesome to join or like to work with an instrumental band because if he for whatever reason can't make this show or can't make this or do this tour, we're already an instrumental band. We're not missing anything, right? We can still go on, perform. The songs are already structured in a certain way to allow, to be completely fine without vocals. So just having it would just be an extra layer on top.
Yeah.
And kind of like a no commitment thing. And I'm not saying that we're going to do that, but I thought it was really interesting that
Could be something.
Yeah, that it's a cool thought that maybe that's something we could toy with. I don't know. That's something we all
I'm
gotta,
down to mess around with that.
Yeah, we just got to toy.
You were telling me about it earlier.
A little bit, right? But yeah, we've had some people that they've said, "Hey, I really like your band.
Yeah.
Do y'all want a vocalist? I could do this." And it's all just about like we want to audition you, see what you can do. If we like it, yeah, like maybe we'll get together.
Yeah.
I think all of us want vocals.
Oh, really?
At least a little bit.
I would like
at least us three.
It just has to fit.
Yeah.
That's all I ask.
Yeah, we're not in a rush. Like if it seems like they're not really adding to the songs and the music, then I feel like it's just we're at a point where because we're instrumental and we already like the music that we're writing, at least for the most part, we can be picky and we're not like in desperate need of a vocalist, right? So we can wait for somebody who's really good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting because as an instrumental band, I've noticed that when we do play live shows, the crowd is actually responding pretty well. Like, they're pretty crazy about it, and I'm really happy about that. So whether or not we go with a vocalist or not, I think either way. Well, I don't know. I think if we did have a vocalist, like it could be even better.
It could be, right? Or
it could. It's kind of all up in the air.
I think all of us are at a level, like playing wise and technique wise, that we do take pride in our level of skill. So we do want someone who will actually.
The bar's set.
Yeah.
It's set already.
Yes, like who takes pride in their voice, who actually does vocal exercises, who actively works on their craft. Even if we're not, like myself. I'll be the first to admit I haven't really gotten better at guitar in a while, but I think it's really important for me to at least keep up my chops and practice and play to a metronome and put in the time to make sure that it's a decent set, right? Decent music. So the next vocalist we have, I want them to do that. I want them to be able to invest in whatever equipment they may need to make their sound as good as it needs to be.
Yeah.
Because there's so many vocalists that they're just, let me just sing, and then let me just show up and sing, and then they don't practice and work on their craft, right?
Yeah.
They may come up with lyrics, but how often do you actively train your voice?
Yeah. Especially in a live context, it's very different.
And
Everything.
You want someone that meets your level of because like as far as this was one thing that like Seth told me when I wanted to be in like with playing with him, he's like you're not there yet. Like there's a point where I was like, he's like you're not at the level close. Well, he was right. I was terrible.
You have to be.
You have to be. And he was
we're
like,
not just gonna let anybody join. Right?
And that makes sense. Like I understood that even then. I was like, oh well, I get it. Like there's like you want, especially with the vocals, like that's like super important. Like you want there to be like at least like putting that as much time in their voice as you put in your respective instruments. You know,
your voice is their instrument.
It's the integrity. Yeah. It's the integrity.
Yeah.
I've personally never been to either of those.
Yeah.
We've got a show going on at Tropicasa. That's our next show. We're playing with y'all.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for that. One of the reasons I'm excited is because it's a place that I've never been. That's something I really do like. Like, oh, we've never played here.
Mm-hmm.
This is a new place.
It's dope.
This is, if there's people that go there regularly, let's try to, really capture the regulars' attention. But yeah, I'm down. Like, how do I feel about these new venues? Like, good. I want there to be more places, like especially with the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you've heard us talk about the pandemic, like multiple times at this point. But, the more places that we can play and just the more options, the better, because there's already been so much like taken away from us.
Yeah. Like I don't know if y'all heard, but Europe shut down.
Yeah.
It's like a coffee place now.
The guy that owned
is it
the guy that
707?
owned
No.
the guy that owned Europe, I think he like is owned. I think he owns 707 or he started it up or something. Some guy
Rick.
named Rick. Yeah.
Rick.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because
Yeah.
I've seen a video or a clip or picture, something on like Facebook where there was a show at 707, and in the background I saw like that the whatever the banner that
Yeah, they have a lot
the
of
art.
this, they have that stuff there. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, wait, did like does
Yeah, it's
the
in-
owner like
I guess it
Did
is.
he
Yeah.
move here,
It's in
or-
Alamo.
okay?
It's over there on Alamo.
Yeah, I've never been there, but I'm super like stoked on any sort of venue, and I want to play there.
Yeah.
Like, I want to play it like any venue that we have here.
We want to play shows.
Like Cena, like how it was like potentially going under for a while.
Yeah.
Like that really
It
like.
was right after we played it. We're kind of the reason why they failed.
Yeah. I hate you. No, but yeah, Cena's awesome, right?
Yeah.
That's one of the big
Classic.
more classic and more like traditional venues that we have here in the valley. That I think is a shame if something like that were to go under.
Yeah.
So from what I'm hearing from people like that are apparently close to like I guess owners or people that in there, is they are working on it.
Yeah.
And that there's stuff already kind of in the works. So that gets me excited. Like I love playing that.
I'm going to the Boy Pablo show that they're having there.
Yeah.
I'm going to that
Hey,
too.
bro.
Did you already get your ticket?
Yeah, I already got my ticket.
Oh fuck! I need to get my ticket.
Dude,
That
yeah,
place-
it's
that
gonna be
place is sold
gone.
out.
They're probably gone already.
No.
Dude, I wanted one, and I was like, nah, they're probably
Just
gone.
walk in the
and I
back.
checked, and I was in a bad spot. Like I was in Corpus, I think, when I was checking. So that was like 2 days ago. So they might still have them, but
Nah,
when
I'm
I
sure-
checked, they didn't have any.
I feel like, oh shoot.
Oh, really?
When I checked, it
Nah,
it
actually, you
didn't
wanna
refresh, which meant I thought like, oh, it's not whatever. But I was driving again,
Mhm.
so I was like, I'm not gonna be looking at this right now. And I haven't checked since then. So maybe he added more tickets too. I know that guy. What's his name? Tiger Blood is the guy that's booking around.
Patrick.
I have no idea.
Patrick. His name's
Like
Patrick.
who's?
Patrick Tiger's Blood.
I don't remember.
Oh, he's
asking.
thrown.
Dude, he's throwing really big shows. He did.
Yeah, let's
he was
just
the one that
think
did that. The show
Well,
with
he did-
Wairama and
He
what was
he
it local Tigers or something?
he
or-
did Le Butcherettes and Laser Hog. Le Butcherettes. Okay, so the singer of Le Butcherettes,
Okay.
she sings in a group called Bosnian Rainbows. Bosnian Rainbows is a group made by Omar Rodriguez Lopez
From the Mars Volta.
From the Mars Volta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
So you see that like trickle down effect. There's like a very distinct link between Laser Hog and the Mars Volta. Yeah. And everybody in Laser Hog, Danny, EJ, Pat, and Chris, they're all big fans of like the Mars Volta. So having that like, damn, like you're like this close to like being with, well, like playing alongside like
In
this
those-
really
in those
big
circles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, boy, Pablo's like I guess like pop
Oh,
wise
he's
is.
big,
yeah,
but
he's
he's
big too.
big though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's big.
But Mars Volta down here, like
I feel like people really like that.
Down here, that's like everybody's hero, really. I think down here.
It would.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I barely got into them like last year, so but
I actually never got into it.
Just listen to the first album.
Yeah, the one with the head, the golden head.
Yeah, Deloused.
The one with head.
The one with the.
I like the. We can already stop it. The one in the car, the one in the truck or whatever.
That's the second one. Francis the Mute. What's really cool about some of these album artworks is actually made by, I forgot his name, but he did the same album work for Pink Floyd.
Oh yeah, it's true.
I forgot his name.
I can't remember his name either, but yeah.
Roger or something. It's weird how all these things are like interlinked. Like,
yeah,
it's a small world.
The industry.
The industry, yeah.
It's true.
Anyways, is there anything you want to say to anybody
One
that's
last
watching?
thing I wanted to say is that when Moth Village played National Park, dude, I still can't get over it. I was the most horny boy in the crowd. I was just like, yes! And everybody...
Fest, right?
I remember him. He would like...
Yeah. Everybody around
What song
me.
is that? National.
Yeah. And then I didn't even have the right song at first. I was like, I know it's from fucking Golden Silver, but I can't remember it.
He was like just spewing out, what is it? And then like right after y'all finished and you were playing your next song, he just not paying attention to you. He's just looking up. Is that song? No, that wasn't that one.
Yeah. I was on my phone.
You were like looking
through the little playlist.
That's so good.
Yeah. No, I was so horny for you. For you guys, I was just like
me and my little like holes.
It was between National Park and another one off that game. I can't remember which one. But
I had never heard it before.
The other one, I was like, it's gonna be way too hard to do this other one. I was like, this is just
Azalea Town, Rushboro is really good.
Yeah.
Lake.
Any of the towns.
Yeah.
I know the Lake.
Diamond and Pearl Lake.
I was saying we should have done the Kyogre's theme or whatever it's called from Emerald. Or it's from Emerald, I think.
Actually, on that one, I love when you go underwater.
The dive.
Oh, the dive theme?
So, that one would be so cool if it was arranged in a different way. Like
but the Kyogre one, though. Okay, well, anyways.
But yeah, I just wanted to give you all a quick...
We have Kyogre at home.
Thank you.
We have Kyogre at home. Thank you guys for coming on, though. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having us. Thanks for everybody watching.
All right.
We do have our shows coming up. If you want to catch both of us, it's going to be the Spook Fest. November 23rd.
Well, this was like 2 hours.
Yeah, it was 2 hours.
Yeah, but we had to cut out a lot of stuff in the middle. For sure.
It wasn't that much.
We said some very controversial things. Very political. Very...
Tony, you make the job so hard for the editors.
Very
you're still actively
It's because you're
making
thinking. I know what you're thinking about. It's like how much time you're gonna have to go.
Yeah, this edit. Yes, dude. Like Tony, you made this editor.
It's not
work, bro. Like
I didn't say anything that's not PC. Like
no, you did.
Yes, you did. We collectively.
I can't say.
That's gonna give. I can't say.
You don't like.
That should be a good like
think
promo.
both sides
I want to like make like a 10, 15 second promo of each. What? I can't say. That's like the part of the promo.
I think we could all agree we like.
It's like now we got to cut that out. Now we got to cut that out. Now we got to cut that out.